Once you get diagnosed with MND, you got to live life. You've also got to put up a fight, and I think with a rugby background, it educated me to do that. So every day is a battle against MND, and the day you give in is the day that you lose. Normally we'd try and turn the key, but I can't. I've not got the power in my hand to do that, so basically we just little invention. And there we go, we're on. Key started, ready for action.
Necessity is the mother of all invention.
Lovely to have you back, but with no Will Greenwood. Wishing you well.
These are like slippers. I mean, it is just heaven, isn't it?
Come on, I'm making you work.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all over the seat. Put it on this side.
You know what it was? It was classic. It was panic. Hadn't done it before. I thought I need to do this fast. Suddenly, I've turned your bike into a flammable, one giant bonfire that's ready to go off. No one light a ciggy anywhere near.
This is my seat today. That's your seat.
Right, good.
It's like an easy rider.
I think when Will was here, which was 3 years ago, I was maybe quite lucky with my MDs, quite slow progressing. And with that, I was able to go on the motorbikes, do a lot more tractor work, have a bit more energy, a bit more strength in the arms. And now you see I'm kind of unable to do that. Once you got M&D, then try and get on to what you think's got to work to try and prolong your condition. So I've been to see Donald, the chiropractor, for nearly 4 years. So it started when my symptoms weren't as bad now, and I think that helps me now. If you want to fight it, you got to fight it from day one. Hello, here we go.
This machine is probably at least as old as you. August 2017, he was pretty functional, self-driving, completely eating, full of the joys, still farming. And he carried on able to do most of that, certainly for the next 2.5 to 3 years. Because he has a descending form of motor neuron disease, it means that the nerves are dying slowly from the top down. It meant that he started to lose certain things in his fingers and his neck right from the beginning. But he stayed very functional regarding his legs until very recently, really. It's only in the last 6 months or so that we've really had to watch him walking.
Physically, obviously, there's a change. Anyone who sees Doddie will see that there's been a physical change because that's the nature of the disease. And he's very open about that. He's very brutally honest at times about how the disease has affected him. So his motor skills have deteriorated significantly. His hands, his arms. He can still walk, but he can't walk unaided, really. He falls over. And when he falls over, you can't brace yourself. When you go down, you're going to injure yourself. So that's happened more than once. His voice has changed. So it has had a huge impact on him.
It was pretty rough at the kind of start of it. Obviously, there's a lot of sense of unknowing. I think when he got the news, we're told, kind of given a timeline, 3 years, and you won't be very well. And then, obviously, kind of being a little bit younger, didn't really fully understand it. Kind of been in school, you'd heard about it, youth days, and he had it, and you kind of saw the physical impact it took on him, which is pretty daunting.
This would be quite difficult to do if it wasn't for this wonderful bed.
Yeah, I know it is. It's amazing, actually.
And you also have then a great belief in what Donald's doing.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, then in my mind it won't work.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of reasons why Doddie is still walking in today and still able to enjoy some quality of life.
But I was quite skeptical to start with. It certainly made a difference to my life and what you're doing.
What hasn't changed is his approach and his positivity. I don't know how he doesn't get more frustrated at what life can be like and what life is like.
It's all mentally, really. He's not changed massively mentally. He's the same dad. Other people looking in and say, "Oh, what a warrior!" That's something. But I think me and my brothers just look at him at the end of the day. He's dad. We have to help him out a little bit. But again, he's going to shout at us. He's going to look after us, that sort of thing. And got a wee bit of a deterioration on the physical health. Might have to help him with food and things whenever mum goes away. We always find it quite funny to have spaghetti bolognese because he seems to be wearing more of it than he's eating. But it's that nothing's massively changed.
That feel a bit tender?
A wee bit, yeah.
Okay, breathe in. And down. Breathe in. And down. So we're just relaxing all the tissue here and down underneath the rib cage, which includes the diaphragm. And down. Breathe in. And down. You'll find that's much less tender now.
Yep.
Okay, great. All right, you ready?
I'm ready for stop.
Yeah?
Just every time.
This stage of life, what we're doing every time we see him, as far as I'm concerned, we're stimulating cerebrospinal fluid. And when he walks out of here, he'll walk out with a lot more, and this is the really important word, ease and function than he walked in. And it's a little bit like keeping, if you've got a stagnant pond, you don't want to drink the water from that. If you then flush the pond through with fresh water, everything in the pond is better. And that's the same as what we're doing here.
So my neck is probably one of the weakest areas.
Yeah. So
Hence the colour.
yeah. And this has been about a year now.
Yeah.
So that's because of the descending nature of the motor neuron it affecting nerves from the top down. I have met patients affecting from the bottom up, depending which way the nervous system.
And cardiacs, they help me walk a little bit because I've just lost a little bit of confidence because when I fall over, it's a long way.
It's a long way down.
There we go.
There we go, Dodge.
Thank you very much, Al.
That's great, dude. Well done.
I didn't see much of him play rugby, but I heard he was big, tall, gangly. And believe it or not, a lot of people said he was quite hard, which I can't believe at all.
The Lions, for me, it's something which draws different things out of you simply because of the environment that it creates with the players and coaches and everything involved. Doddie was really important in that tour. He was comfortable with the ball in his hands. He's a clever line-out player. But also there's a side to him where you need that environment to grow and put smiles on people's faces and enjoy things away from the rugby so that you get the most out of it, but you get the most out of each other. And Doddie is brilliant at that. I've never seen anything as brutal and as predetermined as what happened. To see somebody stamp at the side of his knee and see it bend sideways the way it did, it was horrific. It was something which you just hoped you never saw on a rugby field. And of course, James Robson, our brilliant doctor, knew when he saw it that there was something that was going to be pretty wrong with what we'd all just seen.
If you look at when he was injured for the Lions playing in South Africa, and he knew his tour was over, and so he wasn't going to be a Test Lion, and the doctor was giving him that news, and it's hard now even to think about it. It was hard to watch. It was so awful.
Oh, well, it's been a good old time, hasn't it?
But even then, he was trying to just take that sort of sting out of it. So, and that's kind of his way to try and take the sting out of it for everybody else.
The most impressive thing was, it wasn't about Doddie. He didn't get down. Because he knew he was looking beyond then that there was a test match to win. There was a group that still had to take things on. And he was not going to be doing anything that was going to jeopardise that. And that takes real character, I think.
This is the one here. Will and I both had to leave the tour and come home. But Will was very lucky on his tour with his injury, and good clever thinking by the doctor, I think, saved his life on that tour. And me with I got a bang on my knee and I had to come home.
I think kind of coming up in that kind of team ethos, working together, kind of working towards that goal, I think it has helped him because he's got kind of the blinker vision on now that he wants to try and find a cure. And I think that does come from kind of a sporting background, not particularly rugby, but a sporting background to help him to work towards that.
Alright boys, long time no see. I can't believe it's a crash. 1, 2. Okay. See, thanks. Hold on, get my neck back. Oh.
Put your head.
Things are getting a bit harder now. Just to get out of the wee fall about 3 or 4 months ago. Lost a bit of confidence in doing this type, but a lot of others need to hold on to me in case I fall. So getting out and about, very important.
When he was first diagnosed, you know, we expected him not to be walking within a year, and we didn't really know if he'd be around after 2 years. You know, there was almost a excited rush to get him onto the Lions tour in New Zealand.
That was pretty special. I think it'll stick out in a long, long time as one of the best trips. We went out to New Zealand for the Lions. We kind of followed the Lions for Auckland, Wellington, and back to Auckland. But we went down to the South Island and things. And my mum set it all up, so we went in a camper van. I think it was brilliant. We were ready to get rid of the camper van. All 5 of us living together. I think we're all getting a little bit claustrophobic.
Losing people is hard. Knowing you're going to lose somebody is very hard. Knowing it's going to be well before their time is very hard. Did I think he'd be doing what he's doing now? Probably not. But knowing what he's like, am I surprised? Not really.
Doddie never, ever, ever, ever gives up. Every day he wakes up and wonders what he's going to do today to make the world a better place, make his life better and make MND better. So that's a great motivator for him.
What's really impressed me is that he set about quite clearly wanting to make everyone aware of what MND is, not for him, but for people who had MND.
I think that's kind of a big driving force, kind of what's kept him going so long at the minute, is it's a project, it's something that gets him out of bed every morning. He likes to get stuck into these professors and find out what's going on, help me out. And I think the fact that he's kind of a bit of a more well-known figure gives him a real drive. He's kind of doing it for the little people as well, the people that don't really get the same kind of audience as he does.
He made a medical research programme rethink to actually take MND seriously and do something which hadn't been done or wasn't being done and hadn't been done for 10, 15, 20 years properly. And there are some now great things that are coming out of that. And here he is 4 years down the line and he's still proving that, you don't give in to it easily.
I think my fight is bigger than ever now to help people who are not as lucky as I am, to keep thinking positive, keep the mental side in the correct direction. We're out there, we're doing everything we can to help me. Keep this, keep staying strong, keep up the good work, and we'll work it together.